Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
The Night 1 of WWE WrestleMania 41 ended up with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman shaking the entire world by joining forces to defeat Roman Reigns and CM Punk in a triple threat match. The action unfolded when the Wiseman low-blowed both the OTC and the Voice of the Voiceless. This leads to the Visionary connecting with a curb stomp and pinning Roman to emerge victorious. Since turning into the Tribal Chief character, it is rare for Reigns to take a pinfall loss. In this article, we will be looking at 3 explanations for Roman Reigns' pinfall loss at WrestleMania 41. 3. To set up a plot for Roman Reigns vs Seth Rollins post-WrestleMania 41. One of the explanations behind Roman Reigns taking a pinfall loss at the Show of Shows could be to set up a plot for a showdown between the former Shield members after WrestleMania 41. Even during the triple threat match, Rollins offered Reigns a Shield reunion, which was turned down by the head of the table. With this, Roman being pinned by Seth Rollins seems to have planted seeds for a post-WrestleMania feud between these two stars. 2. To put Roman Reigns on hiatus post-WrestleMania. Currently, Reigns is not advertised to make his appearance either on Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania 41. This indicates that WWE may intend to put the former undisputed WWE Champion on hiatus following Mania. This could explain why Triple H may have preferred to have Reigns take the pinfall loss at the Showcase of the Immortals instead of CM Punk. As Roman took the loss, his next appearance will be even more interesting. 1. This was CM Punk's first WrestleMania main event. CM Punk headlined WrestleMania for the first time in his career this year. Taking a pinfall loss in his first Mania main event doesn't seem like a good direction for Punk, which could explain why Roman Reigns suffered the pinfall loss. Even fans on the internet believe that the OTC may have agreed to take the loss, considering it was the first main event match for the best in the world. Additionally, since Reigns is already a megastar, a pinfall loss won't affect his momentum. This might also explain why the former undisputed WWE Champion suffered a pin loss at WrestleMania 41 on Saturday. 1. Paul Heyman's calculated betrayal, a masterstroke of manipulation. During the climactic moments of the match, Heyman handed a steel chair to Punk, only to deliver a low blow, incapacitating him. He then turned on Reigns with another low blow, setting the stage for Rollins to capitalize with a decisive stomp, securing the pinfall over Reigns. This betrayal not only facilitated Rollins' victory but also signified Heyman's intent to reshape the power dynamics within WWE. By aligning with Rollins, Heyman positioned himself alongside a superstar poised to lead the next era, ensuring his relevance and influence remain unchallenged. 2. The culmination of a long-standing rivalry, Rollins vs Reigns. 3. A strategic reset, paving the way for new storylines. By having Reigns take the pinfall, WWE opens avenues for new rivalries and character developments. This loss allows Reigns to potentially explore different facets of his persona, perhaps transitioning from the Tribal Chief to a character seeking redemption or reinvention. Moreover, this outcome creates opportunities for emerging superstars to step into the spotlight, challenging the established hierarchy and injecting fresh energy into WWE's storytelling. In conclusion, Roman Reigns' pinfall loss at WrestleMania 41 was a multifaceted decision, intertwining character arcs, long-term storytelling, and strategic planning. It not only provided a satisfying payoff to ongoing narratives but also set the stage for future developments, ensuring WWE's storytelling remains dynamic and engaging. Roman Reigns seemingly retires Tribal Chief gimmick at WrestleMania 41 after betrayal? Exploring the shocking WWE possibility. Roman Reigns had a tough outing at WrestleMania 41, experiencing another heartbreaking betrayal in his WWE career. Paul Heyman betrayed both CM Punk and Reigns, hitting them with consecutive low blows, only to ultimately align himself with Seth Rollins, who emerged victorious. However, Roman might have retired his Tribal Chief persona at the Show of Shows. WWE released an uncut version of the post-match events after the Heist of the Century 2.0, where Roman Reigns and CM Punk were perplexed and out of words. However, some eagle-eyed fans saw an Easter egg, that former undisputed champion left his ulafala inside the ring, where he kept it before the bout started, seemingly hinting at the potential retirement of his Tribal Chief character. With Paul Heyman betraying Roman Reigns, the Bloodline arc has finally ended after 5 long years. Last year, when Reigns inducted Heyman into the Hall of Fame, in an emotional speech, he said that the day Wiseman is not in his corner, he will no longer be the Tribal Chief. WrestleMania may have marked the end of the Tribal Chief's era, as Reigns walked out without the Ulafala. This could be seen as a subtle indication that he has probably retired his Tribal Chief persona. That said, the angle above is speculative at this point, and nothing has been confirmed. Legendary Bloodline manager offers to be a wise man to Roman Reigns or CM Punk after WrestleMania betrayal. Paul Heyman betraying Punk and Reigns served as the perfect ending to WrestleMania Saturday. However, former WWE manager Armando Estrada, who used to manage the late Umaga, has offered Punk and Reigns his services. Armando Estrada is signed to a WWE Legends deal. Following the shocking betrayal, he took to his official X/Twitter handle to pitch his offer. "My services might be available if a certain Chicagoan or member of the Samoan dynasty is in the market for a manager. #WrestleMania 41 #WrestleMania #WrestleMania," Estrada wrote. With the shocking conclusion of WrestleMania 41 Night 1, multiple possibilities have emerged. It will be thrilling to watch how Roman Reigns retaliates against the shocking betrayal in the coming weeks. WrestleMania 41 was already being hailed as the most unpredictable show in recent WWE memory, but nobody could have foreseen what unfolded when Roman Reigns, after nearly 4 years of dominance, appeared to say farewell to the Tribal Chief persona following a shocking betrayal that left the WWE Universe speechless. The build-up, a dynasty fractured. For years, Roman Reigns reigned supreme over WWE as the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, and the undisputed leader of the Bloodline. With Paul Heyman as his wise counsel and a rotating door of loyal family enforcers, including the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and most recently, Jacob Fatu, Reigns' dominance was not just about championships. It was about legacy. About control. About fear. But as WrestleMania 41 approached, cracks in the Bloodline began to show. Jey Uso had long since broken away. Jim Uso was injured, possibly due to internal tensions. Solo Sikoa had taken a darker path, recruiting Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga to form his own version of the Bloodline. Fans speculated that a power shift was brewing, but few believed anyone would dare challenge the Tribal Chief on the grandest stage of them all. Then came the betrayal. The match that changed everything. Roman Reigns was set to defend his Universal Championship in the main event of WrestleMania 41 against none other than Cody Rhodes, who had once again clawed his way to a title opportunity. While much of the hype focused on Rhodes' finish the story narrative, backstage rumors hinted that Roman's own story might be nearing an end. The match was a brutal, 35-minute epic, filled with near falls, ref bumps, and chaos. As Reigns stood poised to deliver the final spear, Solo Sikoa's music hit. The crowd erupted, expecting another interference in Roman's favor. But instead of attacking Rhodes, Solo hit Roman with the Samoan spike. Gasps echoed through the stadium. Paul Heyman looked frozen. Cody, seizing the moment, delivered 3 crossroads and pinned Reigns clean in the middle of the ring. Just like that, the reign was over. But what followed was even more shocking. Roman's silent farewell. After the match, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu stood over Roman's fallen body, the tribal necklace that once symbolized the chief in Solo's hands. He draped it over his own neck, looking down at Roman not with pity, but with dominance. The camera panned to Paul Heyman, who seemed torn between allegiance and heartbreak. Cody exited the ring, giving Roman his moment, something rarely seen in an industry built on constant momentum. And then, Roman sat up slowly. The crowd stood on their feet. For the first time in years, he didn't look like the head of the table. He looked like a man defeated, betrayed by the very family he carried for years. He stood up, walked to the center of the ring, and removed his iconic red lei, the final symbol of the Tribal Chief. He looked at it, then at the crowd, before gently placing it on the canvas. The crowd watched in stunned silence. Roman Reigns exited the ring without his title, without his family, and without the gimmick that had redefined his legacy. No words. No music. Just silence. What does this mean? If WrestleMania 41 marked the end of the Tribal Chief era, it could also mean the beginning of something new, not just for Roman Reigns, but for WWE's entire storytelling landscape. This symbolic gesture could be a full-on retirement of the persona. The betrayal by Solo Sikoa, a man handpicked and groomed by Roman himself, felt personal and permanent. Sikoa had not only taken Roman's family and twisted it into something darker, but he did so on the biggest stage possible. From a creative standpoint, this opens a plethora of new storylines. 1. Solo Sikoa as the new Tribal Chief. Now flanked by Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, Solo's version of the bloodline could take a far more violent and ruthless approach. With Roman out of the picture, even temporarily, WWE has an opportunity to build a new dynasty that operates on fear, chaos, and unpredictability. 2. Roman's redemption arc? For years, fans booed Roman during his babyface run, only to turn around and respect him immensely as a heel. Now, for the first time in nearly 4 years, Roman is vulnerable again. This could lead to a slow-burn babyface turn, where Roman no longer fights for dominance, but for honor, redemption, and perhaps reconciliation. 3. Paul Heyman's dilemma. Heyman's facial expressions at WrestleMania told a story of internal conflict. Will he align himself with the new bloodline, or does he follow the man who made him relevant again? A betrayal from Heyman could deepen Roman's character arc, while loyalty could spark a surprise reunion down the road. 4. The Cody factor. While Cody Rhodes finally finished the story, his win might be overshadowed by the bloodline drama. Could Cody become an unexpected ally for Roman down the line? Could he even be the one to help Roman find his purpose again? Behind the curtain. Insiders have long speculated that Roman Reigns was looking to transition to part-time work or even take a sabbatical to explore Hollywood. WrestleMania 41's events may be the perfect curtain call for the Tribal Chief character, giving Roman a chance to step away while the bloodline storyline evolves without him. But make no mistake, this is not the end of Roman Reigns. It's a transformation. Final thoughts. The Tribal Chief gimmick wasn't just a character, it was an era. An era defined by manipulation, mind games, dominance, and legacy. Roman Reigns carried the WWE through uncertain times and emerged as the most captivating figure of the modern era. To see it end, especially through betrayal, was poetic. If WrestleMania 41 truly marked the retirement of the Tribal Chief, then Roman Reigns has given fans one of the most complete arcs in wrestling history. From forced babyface to hated heel to beloved anti-hero, his journey isn't over. It's just entering its next chapter. And fans can't wait to see what it is.